Hello, and welcome back to the Antisocial Social Club with the K. My name is Bree, and this is my channel. If you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. If you've been here, thank you for coming back. Today is kind of a doozy. We will be talking about okay, let's get to the story. All right, so today I was doom scrolling again, and I came across well, I'll just let you see. And in the end, I will discuss what I think about it. And you can tell me how you feel about it down in the description box below. I mean, the comment box below. But whatever or however you feel about the situation, I just want to know how you feel because to me, this feels very dystopian. Okay.
What do you mean Trump just soft launched the Hunger Games and rebranded them the Patriot Games? That's right. One girl, one boy, both high school students from each state will come together to participate in the Patriot Games. I'm just curious as to see who's going to allow their children to participate in it. We're not even going to talk about the ethics, the morality of our president soft launching the Hunger Games. Let's just bypass that, right? Because that is a dialogue all in itself. But which part of America do you think is going to be eager to allow their children to participate in this? Here's my bet. Ohio. Don't know why. Ohio and Oklahoma. I don't know why. Ohio and Oklahoma. That's just my bet. And you bet your rump if we're getting the Patriot Games, we're definitely getting the Purge. The Purge is definitely next. It's gonna be a long ass 3 years, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, have y'all heard about Trump's Patriot Games announcement? I'll show you what it is, and then I'm going to tell you what you need to know about it.
In the fall, we will host the first ever Patriot Games, an unprecedented 4-day athletic event featuring the greatest high school athletes, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory.
Yep, some people are calling this Trump's Hunger Games, and some people are not, but it doesn't matter because what it actually is bread and circuses. It's a concept that goes back about 2,000 years all the way to ancient Rome. It means to generate public approval not by excellence in public service or public policy, but by diversion, distraction, or by satisfying the most immediate or base requirements of a populace. Romans did circuses. Trump, he's doing this. So whenever you hear him talk about these games, just notice what he's not talking about. Like how to solve poverty in our country, or how to fix our broken healthcare system, how to rein in income inequality, how to make groceries affordable, how to make housing affordable, how to bring astronomical energy prices down, how to end our gun violence epidemic, or how to keep us out of unnecessary foreign wars. No, none of that. In fact, Trump is doing this.
An unprecedented 4-day athletic event featuring the greatest high school athletes.
Because he's literally incapable of fixing any of the problems that Americans are facing right now. And he's hoping that this tournament will distract you from that fact. So call it whatever you want, as long as you see it for what it is. Non-leadership, just the oldest political trick in the book.
Welcome back. Today, President Trump announced that he'd be hosting for America's 250th anniversary the first ever Patriot Games. This will include a tribute athlete, one young man and one young woman from each state that will compete in a series of athletic events. And at each event, after a winner is decided, a cannon will go off. The crazy thing is that the only part of that statement that isn't really true is the cannon part. He really did announce this today, and so let's not give him any more ideas, and someone please take his HBO subscription away. Of course, this all comes in the same day as he announced that the Kennedy Center will now be named the Trump Kennedy Center. Even more gender-affirming care restrictions have been put in place, and Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, has dismissed the House of Representatives just one day before the Epstein files are set to be released. And of course, none of this was mentioned in the 20-minute speech he gave yesterday night when he addressed the nation. And so we'll have to just wait and see tomorrow whether the follow-through of the release of the Epstein files actually happens, or if the Trump administration decides to ignore this legal action set by the House, the Senate, and his own signature. Welcome.
Trump just announced something called the Patriot Games, which is going to be a 4-day athletic event with one young man and one young woman from each state and territory. I was like, no way, but he actually did say this.
In the fall, we will host the first ever Patriot Games, an unprecedented 4-day athletic event featuring the greatest high school athletes, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory. But I promise there will.
Huh? What are you talking about? Like this user said, did he just announce the Hunger Games? Because that's really what it's giving. It's giving President Snow. What the fuck? First, it was looking like they're going to bring the Handmaid's Tale to life. Now it's looking like they want to bring the Hunger Games to life. Before you know it, they're going to be trying to bring the Purge to life. Like, this can't be real life. And I was reading some of the comments. Someone was like, who let Donald Trump watch the Hunger Games? Like, who thought that was a good idea? And this other user said, holy shit, we're actually starting the prequel to the Hunger Games. Pray for America, y'all. Pray for America.
In the fall, we will host the first ever Patriot Games, and
There's only one or two answers to this question: yes or hell no. Are you looking forward to the next annual Hunger Games? I mean, Patriot Games? Yes or hell no? Answer in the comments. Okay, so the answer is hell no. No, we don't want it. We don't want it. Number one, why would we want our tax dollars that we're forced to pay to go towards such a unnecessary, extravagant event? Number two, I've seen how that turns out, and I'm not into it. And you wouldn't be either, Trump, if you finished the series. But homework. Trump, know that the American people are broke, and we don't want it. See you next class.
While I'm getting ready for the day, I just found out that Donald Trump has announced that we are participating in the Hunger Games now. Donald Trump said that a high school-aged boy and girl from each state are going to go to D.C. to compete in an Olympic-style sports competition to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. He's calling it the Patriot Games. I'd like to read you something from Chapter 1 of the Hunger Games. The rules of the Hunger Games are simple. In punishment for the uprising, each of the 12 districts must provide one girl and one boy called tributes to participate. Over a period of several weeks, the competitors must fight to the death. The last tribute standing wins. Taking the kids from our districts, forcing them to kill one another while we watch, this is the Capitol's way of reminding us how totally we are at their mercy, how little chance we would stand of surviving another rebellion. Whatever words they use, the real message is clear. Look how we take your children and sacrifice them, and there's nothing you can do. If you lift a finger, we will destroy every last one of you. To make it humiliating as well as torturous, the Capitol requires us to treat the Hunger Games as a festivity, a sporting event, pitting every district against the others. The last tribute alive receives a life of ease back at home, and their district will be showered with prizes, largely consisting of food. All year, the Capitol will show the winning district gifts of grain and oil and even delicacies like sugar, while the rest of us battle starvation. For me, it's the paragraph of winning district gets a life of ease and wealth, while everyone else battles starvation. That paragraph is specifically what hits home for me. It feels a little too on the nose. But many Americans can't afford to buy groceries. Many Americans are going bankrupt because they can't afford to pay their medical expenses. And many Americans are being ripped from their families and their homes because of the color of their skin. I know we all joke how life right now feels a little dystopian, but the fact that this is written in futuristic North America, and the fact that the inspiration for this book was written based off of real life events, and the fact that history tends to repeat itself, and Hitler himself did a similar game-style tournament like this, it all feels too obvious. Every time new information like this comes out, I just think to myself, what more do people need to realize that what's going on is corrupt? And obviously, the kids who participate in these games aren't going to be killing each other, but the parallels are uncanny. This may be a fictional book, but what happens during the Patriot Games is very real and will have real-world consequences.
Only kids that should be participating in the Patriot Games are white Republican children. That is right. Send those kids in. I volunteered them as tribute. I don't want to see no black kids. I don't want to see no Hispanics. I don't want to see nobody else but white Republicans taking their ass down there and giving their children a tribute. We all know what this shit is. This is basically him trying to be President Snow. Now, we know what happened to President Snow in the end. And I can honestly say I prefer a Republican to be Katniss Everdeen than a Democrat or liberal. Because what is great about this is you get taken out by your own people. Wigs R Us wants to begin the Hunger Games. Let his children volunteer as tribute. Because this shit is going to start off as sports. And he's going to try to make it something else. And what's going to happen is his base is going to turn against him. And then he's going to try to use us. And that shit ain't gonna work. But for God's sake, please don't let me see no black kids in this fucking shit. Now, if your mama white, I get it.
I had multiple things this morning I was trying to figure out to post about. There's so many things that I'm like, I can't talk about them all. I have to choose what to talk about. And I narrowed it down, and then, as per usual, Donald Trump would say, and then something else happened, which is this. Trump plans Patriot Games National Fair for 250th anniversary. What are the Patriot Games, you may ask? What exactly is that? Donald Trump just announced the creation of the Patriot Games, an, quote, unprecedented 4-day athletic event, unquote, with, quote, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory. Does that sound like something to you? Does that sound familiar to anyone? Bueller? Handmaid's Tale wasn't enough. We're also doing the fucking Hunger Games.
All right. And we're back. I don't know how you guys feel about the recent events going on in the White House, but I do know that somebody does need to take this man's TV subscriptions or his movie subscriptions, because it seems like he's watching a little bit too many movies, and he's starting to try to shape America like the movies he's watched. But I do know that I found a video of him saying it earlier. I think I'm going to loop it in right here.
Together, through the power of sports, America 250 will also host a brand new, first of its kind youth athletes. It's a competition known as the Patriot Games, and it features top high school athletes from all 50 states. It's going to be great. And this phenomenal patriotic sporting event will be nationally televised.
These are all things that he said before he got elected. These are all things that he wanted, that he ran on, and people believe that, people fed into that. So now we are dealing with the outcome and the consequences of a certain few's actions. I do have to agree that I would not like to see any black or brown children. I would like to not see any children in these games, but definitely not black or brown children, because we have been used enough for people's entertainment. So I would like to not see any black or brown children in this, but then again, I'm not these children's parent, so I can't defer them of this. You do have some black and brown people that still support this madness, so I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't try to jump on the good old boy system and put their children into the situations that make them a contender or a candidate for this madness. I can say that Doge was made up because of financial fraud, and I feel like feeding into this situation with the Patriot Games will cost the American taxpayers so much money for an exaggerated tribute to America, when we can just do parades like we've done in the past. Like every state or city can have its own parade in the past. But this is going to be something that is going to come out of all of the taxpayers' pockets. And a lot of MAGA ran on the economy. They wanted to vote for him because of the economy. But he is absorbently spending money like America got it like that. And that's not what he ran on. We are like trillions of dollars in debt. I don't know the specific numbers. I mean, I could figure it out. I can look it up. But right now, this video is about Patriot Games. And I really feel like it's a waste of taxpayer money. And it feels like it's a precursor to something worse, something very dystopian. But that could just be, me preparing for the worst. So that's all I have for you today. Again, welcome to the Antisocial Social Club. My name is Bree, and thank you for coming. Like, if there's anything that you see that I can do to improve my channel, constructive criticism is always welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And that's all I have for you today. Bye.